What's up, guys? Welcome back to the On God's Time podcast. And we have a message for you. Before we get started, we've got a little message, alright? Please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. And I've never, ever asked people to do that, but I have a vision for 2024, and I want to grow this channel, and I want more people to hear people's testimonies, to hear what God is doing in other people's lives. And I've got a big vision for this channel in 2024, and I think God's doing some big stuff. So, like, comment, subscribe.
You heard the man. Like, comment, subscribe.
There we go.
Share good news.
Good news, yeah. Guys, if you don't know who this is one of my best friends and my teammate at Williams Baptist University, DJ Townsend. DJ is a liberal arts major. He is a bucket. He'll never say it, but he is. Mid-range CEO. But DJ's been a great friend to me, and he's just been someone who has helped keep me accountable in my faith walk and as a basketball player. So DJ, tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is DJ Townsend, like I said. First I want to say thank you for having me on, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Big deal. There's not much really to know. I'm just a regular guy, play a little basketball, try to use my platform to glorify God and just be a good friend to people.
And that's something you do well, man.
Appreciate
Honestly, I'd be really discouraged many days in practice if you didn't pick me up.
Hey man, somebody got to be there for you. I think that's why as a team, sometimes we work well. We have guys on the team, especially guys like me and you, try to be there, encouraging each other, keep us going.
Yeah. Of course, I got to ask you the question of the podcast, but before we do that, I do want to shout you out for the other night against Hannibal. You may not see it in this because DJ, would you say you're naturally a little introverted?
Slightly.
Slightly?
I like to be left alone.
Yeah. So DJ is more of the lead by example type, and I am the vocal hey, do this, do that type. And the other night we were playing Hannibal and we've been on a losing streak, and I just saw DJ just yell let's go, come on. And it was the only, I swear to you, we've been teammates for 2 years. This is the first time I think I've seen you yell. So what made you want to do that?
I don't know. I think we just need a little fire. Somebody had to do it. It just
Somebody.
happened to be me. You might not see that again, but you never know.
And then the game before, he hit a three and he's pumping the air. I was like,
That doesn't happen much.
no, it doesn't. I do it probably once or twice a day.
Yeah, nah. I guess we just, you just do it a little different. Ain't nothing wrong with that though.
Yeah, definitely not. I think that's one thing that's been nice. I've played for some coaches before who have honestly kind of dampened my fire. Dampened, is that a word? Yeah. Dampened my fire and said hey, be more even kill, whatever. Coach Austin's been be you.
Yeah.
Be loud, be energetic.
For sure.
And that's kind of nice to have a coach who just lets you be yourself.
I know when I was growing up, I used to watch a lot of Steph Curry and stuff. And, of course, after he hits a shot, he celebrates it. And LeBron, all the stars at the time, they had a shot, they celebrated. So I remember 5th grade, I used to start doing this after I had a shot.
Yeah.
And then my dad was like, don't do that. And I don't think I ever celebrated after that.
That's crazy, bro. I mean, you watch Kobe. Kobe was very, very even kill. And honestly, if Kobe, if he got really hype, it was over for you.
Yeah.
Because that's how he was hyper focused. Yeah. So I'm gonna be honest. Sometimes one thing maybe I need to work on a little bit is sometimes I will get fired up and I need to stay even kill. Because do you remember that third scrimmage we had?
Yeah.
When I was doing I had the best scrimmage out of all of them that I'd had.
Yeah.
In the first half, I won't say how many points I had, but I had a lot in the first half.
You do your thing.
And to end the half, I screamed. I was like, ah! And then second half rolled around. I didn't score dealers, but because I was so that I kind of needed to probably stay a little more even until the game was over.
I mean, it happened, bro.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
But DJ, I gotta ask you the question of the podcast. The whole reason I love to bring people on here. When did you decide to stop living on your time and start living on God's time, and why?
I would say growing up in church my whole life, my dad being a pastor, I was exposed to church. I was exposed to Christianity. I was the kid that knew all the Bible study answers. So though I had the knowledge, it wasn't necessarily just in my heart. So I got saved at a young age, was baptized by my father and my grandfather, who was also a pastor. And then, growing up, I was pretty much, just on the right track. And then you get to about, middle school, high school, you start seeing different things, seeing different lifestyles. You try to, become this thing, become that thing. I let a couple things, idolize in my life. Basketball being one of them. Girls being another, being cool and popular was another, and so I let those things take over, and in a way, you just get off track.
Yeah.
First, you're going straight and narrow, and you kind of veer off to the left, to the right, and then come to college, and that's when we started maturing. You get to college, and I started realizing, this isn't my life. My life is, I'm here to glorify God.
Yeah.
I'm here to do His purpose, and I'm not too entirely sure what my purpose is quite yet, but I know I'm trying to get on the right track to finding it. So now I would say that recently, even in the last couple of years, with guys like you holding me accountable, and then just simply getting into my Bible more and praying more and trying to be more disciplined in the way that I live and living for God, that's when I started to live on God's time and not my own.
Love that, dude. Because I think that, I went through that little period of time too, especially, man, in high school. I went through a time where I idolized girls. I think as men, we can be guilty of that. And I think, young Christian girls, I think they can be guilty of idolizing men. We all are. It's biblical that we want to find someone, but it's I've been guilty of abusing that and, wanting to talk to or flirt with in a non-beneficial way to a lot of girls.
Right.
And it's when I was in high school, I've told you, I've talked about it a little before. I had a girlfriend for a long time, and I seriously think I went through a period where I probably didn't go months without reading my word one time.
Right.
And it wasn't even necessarily because of her. It was because I was putting all my hope in basketball and her, girls in general, what people thought about me.
Right.
And when I was in high school, I was super guilty of okay, what do they think about me? I hit a shot, whoa, did my mom see that? Did my friends see that? Are they putting up the 3 sign when I hit a 3 or whatever? Yeah. And it's the older I've gotten, I've just I don't care about pleasing people anymore. Of course, I want to make my family happy and make them proud, but the more I live for the Lord, I don't even have to try to make my family happy. They literally they see me doing the podcast, they've seen my book, they've seen doing ministry with FCA, and they've just been we're so proud of you, and I'm not even trying to please them. So I think if you make an effort to please God, then you're going to make the right people happy.
Yeah, it's all about priorities, and I think we've all been guilty of that. Putting certain things first, but when you put God first and you realize why you're on this earth and your identity is wrapped in Him, that's when you start getting on the right track, and that's when life starts to fall in place.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. I'm just genuinely happier since I've put God in the forefront of my life. Yeah. What do you think? Was there any kind of Hudson used to do this with me, and he would always ask people what did you have a Jonah moment? Jonah in the Bible, he gets swallowed up in the whale, and he's running from God, and he, God wants him to go to Nineveh to, proclaim the good news to people, and he's just no, I don't want to. And so, did you ever have a moment where you felt like God kind of just woke you up, and He was hey, I want you to start living for me, or living more for me, and what was that like for you?
Yeah, I would say I would. I feel like I've had a bunch. Honestly,
Facts.
I've had a lot of epiphanies, a lot of Jonah moments. I think one of the first ones was in high school. As you know, I've had multiple knee surgeries.
Yeah.
And with basketball being the only thing I ever wanted to do, a knee surgery, that's not something that you think was going to happen in your career. So I had the knee surgery, and I already wasn't just a standout player at the time. I think I was going into 10th grade. It's not like I was just that good. I wasn't starting or anything like that. I was just playing my role and trying to figure it out as I was going. I had my knee surgery, and I just like couldn't get back right for a little while. It took me a long time to get my skill, but I think that was God saying, like, hey, you're forgetting about me. You know? Like I had, like he was pulling me back in a way, saying, come back to me, come back and find yourself grounded. And so it took some time. And crazy enough, I had 2 more surgeries, but I think it's all because, you know, it was again God saying, like, basketball is not it shouldn't be number 1. I shouldn't be. So I would say that was my job.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro. Because I mean, I wouldn't even know you've had knee surgeries, honestly. Like, because the more I've gotten to know you, like, the more you will be like, my knee, my legs, like my leg. Yeah. That's what you do for SpongeBob.
Yeah.
But like, I wouldn't know because you really tough it out a lot. Like, it seems like you've developed like a lot of resilience over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Because like, I don't know, like when we're playing and stuff, I mean, like you jump so high, like we're like the same height, and you can dunk and I can't.
It's okay.
I'm honestly kind of jealous.
My arms look longer than you. That's all.
Yeah. Let's see. I meant like, let's see who's long. Oh gosh. Yeah, you've got 2 or 3 inches on me.
Yeah, my arms are longer than yours. But
yeah.
I think like perseverance and resilience that I get.
I'm sorry, you high-fived me. Go ahead though, go ahead.
The perseverance and the resilience that I get, I think it just comes from like what I've been through. Mm-hmm. And then also like the people I've been around. Like, you know Daniel Cobb. We just played him, he goes, Hendrix plays basketball. So
yeah.
Shout out to Daniel Cobb if you by any chance watching this, but he was getting hurt in high school more than I was. Now mind you, I was getting hurt a lot. I was having major surgeries, but he was also having major injuries. And so seeing somebody like him who's really going through something that was like, honestly, it was worse than what I was going through, even though what I was going through was bad. Seeing him push through and keep playing, like he's still playing college ball to this day.
Yeah. He's a good player too.
Great player. Seeing him keep going, that put something in me to keep going as well. And then, you know, we've been through 443s. You know.
Oh gosh.
You go through 443s, you can do anything, to be honest.
Bro, I'm about to, if he still wants to, I'm gonna have Coach Austin on.
You should.
And you know what I'm gonna ask him? And I hope he listens to this so he knows. I'm gonna say, why 443? Like, you know, he always says, like, I think he said that he had, like, a buddy at Michigan or wherever. They started at 445, so we got to start at 443. And I'm going to say, no. Why?
Right?
Like, why 443?
For real, man.
But I will tell you, though, I don't think anything athletically I will ever do in my life will be as hard as that.
I agree.
Like, what else are you going to do that's harder than pushing a truck at 4 a.m.?
That's what I'm saying. And then, like, by week 3,
it's like, I'm like, Lord, please.
It's not just a couple days. It's a month.
Oh, yeah. Why don't you explain it?
Nah, they don't need to.
They don't need to know. I talked about it on my Day in the Life video. Like, I was like, I kind of took them through it. But nah, it's I will say this, though, seriously. Like, my freshman year, when we did 443s, every single 443, I would, you know, go, we would lift, push the truck, whatever, do what we were going to do. And then I would maybe shoot like right after that. And then I would take like a 3-hour nap.
Smart.
And, well, you're not going to like what I'm about to say.
Uh-oh.
So freshman year, that's what I did every 443. This year, I don't know, maybe you remember me telling you this, I had the goal of staying up.
Yeah, you told me.
Yeah.
You didn't take
any
naps.
Guess how many naps I took? I think I took 1. Or maybe 2. I can't remember. Maybe 2.
Yeah.
But I promise you, like, doing that, I'm an early bird now. Like.
You got it. You got that.
What did I text you that one day? I was like, hey, bro, you want to work out in the morning? And you said.
No.
You said what time? I said 6. You said, bro, I'm not getting up at 6.
Nah, I couldn't do it, bro. Not at that time.
Yeah. But it's like, I'll say 443s has definitely made me a better man.
Yeah, it makes you tougher for sure.
Yeah.
Whether you know it or not.
Yeah. So, if you don't know what 443s is, I'll have Coach Austin explain it, okay? But we get up, we got to be at the weight room at 443, and we like push Coach's truck, we do weights, and then some days we run, do a tire push. It's like being in the Army.
Yeah.
Like, I was explaining it to my best friend, Hudson, who's, like, in the Marines, and he was like, dang.
Yeah.
Like
it's tough.
Because he was like, I'm gonna be honest. Well, he told me he's like, I'm gonna be honest. That's not harder than what we do, but it's close. Like he was like, but it's close. It's up there.
Man.
Yeah.
If it's close to the Marines,
it's crazy, bro. But dude, tell me like, I know that, you know, I've had a lot of like reflection in the last year or two, as far as like, I've gone through different periods of time where I've, you know, maybe not played as much, or I maybe have not like played as much as I'd like, and I think I've proven to myself that I love basketball. Like, because I'm like, whether I score 20 or whether I score 5, I still love showing up. So, and like, I mean, coach will tell you our program is hard. Like defense is the foundation of everything. We play fast. We condition a lot. Like, what makes you show up each day? Because there's honestly, like, he's even said, like, you know, if you show up and you work as hard as you can, like we need to try and have that attitude every single day.
Yeah.
And so what is it that makes you show up, even just as a college athlete? Like, what makes you show up and continue to work hard every day?
I love basketball, to be honest. Like, I really do. It's so fun. It brings people together. Like, if it weren't for basketball, we would not be sitting here right now.
Facts,
you know what I'm saying? But, like, also, if I'm being honest, like, probably my family keeps me going the most. Because I feel like it's just people, I don't want to let them down. Like, who am I to quit? Who am I to give up? Because I got all these people that have invested so much time, so much money, so much effort, like, so much energy into me simply just playing basketball. Like, my mom, I used to live like 30 minutes from my school. So like driving there and back every day, that's a lot. And my mom used to have me to drive me 30 minutes in the morning through traffic and then go to work. And then after school, I'm in there trying to still get up shots. So it's like 8 o'clock. She ain't even been back home yet. You know? So who am I to quit playing this game that I love when I got people like her that have put so much time in? And then my dad, like, he always invested in my training. And I had trainers like
he would rebound for you and stuff too?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
But like, he always made sure I had the best trainers. Like, he would hook me up with whoever he knew that could, you know, better my athletic ability. And I don't want to let my trainers down. I don't want to let my dad down. I don't want to let anybody that has invested time in me, I don't want to let them down. So that's what keeps me showing up every day.
That's solid, bro. Because so many people, like, I will say, as someone who does basketball training, like, I train younger players all the time, and I will say the kids who understand the investment their parents are making are 100% going to work harder. Like, because there's been a couple times where, like, I've had to tell players when I'm working out with them, like, they just goof off.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and honestly, you know, like, working with younger kids, that's gonna happen sometimes. Like in high school, I've never had a high schooler goof off when I work with them. But it's like, you can tell the kids who really understand the sacrifice that their parents are having to make. Like, they are more focused, they work harder. And sometimes I think, like, just, you know, going through adversity will do that. Like, for me, bro, when I was in high school, you know, I've told it on here because I had, you know, Spencer Reeves, kind of like a mentor to me. Austin Reeves' brother for the Lakers. Like, whenever I was in high school, I never had a trainer. Like, because for me, you know, the closest, like, training facility or place where there was, like, a legit trainer was Jonesboro. So that was an hour from my home. Or in Little Rock, an hour and a half away. And so my parents straight up told me, baby, we love you, but, like, with our work schedule, with Parker, my little brother, playing, with your brother playing, like, we can't drive you once a week. And so, bro, it was the craziest thing. I think I told it when Spencer came on, like a year ago. I had him on, and he shared his testimony. It was a good episode. I think that maybe we told it, but I literally prayed. Like, I was going into my junior year of high school. It was maybe like a month left in sophomore year. I can't remember. But I prayed. I said, God, I think I've done everything I can do on my own. Like, I think I've learned everything. I need someone to show me.
Yeah.
Like, I need a trainer or a mentor or someone. And I was like, Lord, like, this is the dream you're giving me. Like, and I kind of realized, like, I always like to work out by myself. And I realized, like, Lord, I need other people.
Yeah.
And I don't have them right now.
Yeah.
And the most insane thing happened. Like, growing up, I mean, I always watched them play. Like, I watched them play in the state championship. Watched, you know, like, they were just good examples. They were always really nice when I saw them, like, I was a little kid. Hey, Caleb, how you doing? How's your games been going? Like, they never wanted to talk about themselves.
Yeah.
And so I pull up to the community center one day, and Spencer is right there, like, training by himself. I was like, hey, what's up, man? He was like, hey, what's up? And I hadn't seen him in, like, probably 2 or 3 years.
Right.
And I was like, well, what have you been up to, man? You know, and he was like, well, I just graduated from UCM, and, you know, now I'm trying to go play overseas and play and all this. I was like, cool. And he said, well, what are you about to do? I was like, I'm about to get my workout in. He said, well, you want to just work out with me?
Yeah.
And I was like, crazy, bro, because I was like, oh my gosh, like, I literally just prayed for, like, God to send someone in my life.
Right on time.
And it was crazy, on God's time, like, actually. And so, bro, I proceeded, and, like, I mean, I paid him to work with, like, he was doing basketball training, and I paid him to work with me for, like, you know, probably like a week. And then I would end up going back later and shooting with him and playing ones with him. And we just, you know, like, got to know each other even better than we already did. Right. And then he just told me one day, he sat me down, he's like, listen, like, you know, Austin's at Oklahoma, like, he's not able to be home right now. I'm just in free agency. Like, I need someone to work out with. And so he was like, I don't want to charge you anymore. I just want you to work out with me every single day.
Nice.
And we did that like 6 days a week. And I was like, thank you so much. Yeah. And like, I told him, like, bro, you literally are a godsend. And I tell people all the time, like, I wouldn't be here. Like, I would not be playing college basketball without that dude.
Right. And
so God sent him at the right time. And to you know, wrap this up, like, I was thankful for that because I never had it.
Yeah.
And so I think that, Pete, like you said, like, that's what keeps me going, is the fact that where I was to where I'm at now is strictly because of what other people have done in my life. And that's why I love the game.
Yeah. That's great, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, bro. I wouldn't be here without other people. I mean,
yeah. It's good to have people like Spencer pour into young people, because that's really what we need. I think, like, all good basketball players have had that. They've had somebody older than them just pour into them. And I think that's why basketball is such a great sport. But, like, I know you for sure, but, like, we want to be those guys that pour into the next great player.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Wasn't Isaac kind of that for you?
Yep. Isaac was, you know, he's been on the podcast, so Isaac is...
Shout out Isaac!
Shout out to Isaac, man.
Big brother.
Doing his thing over there in Warrior.
Freaking...
He is. Yeah, he's like,
it's insane.
He was 2 years older than me. He's 2 years older than me. So I'm a sophomore. He's a senior. And, man, that boy was hooping. Boy was hooping his senior year. So, but, like, the thing was, I had to guard him every day practice.
Yeah, that's...
Because I'm on, like, the scout team at the time.
No wonder my hand doesn't phase you when I got my hand in your face. You hit the shot anyway. No wonder, bro.
I took a lot of things from him. Like, you know how he jumps so high on the
shot. Oh my gosh.
Got that straight from him. I remember going into my senior year. Obviously, we had the same basketball coach.
Right.
And so I'm like, okay, how can I, like, do this? And so I'm like, it makes perfect sense. He literally just played in the system. The same exact system, same offense, same defense. And he was getting, you know, 30, 40 a game, whatever he wanted to have that night. And so I just watched his highlight, like, every day. I'm like, all right, that's what I need to do. So I took all them moves. At least I tried. And that's how I got here, pretty much.
Facts. Nah, I mean, we've had Isaac on before. That's why I love doing the podcast. I just love bringing people on. And then it's like, hey, this person was on, and it's
all intertwined.
Yeah, it's intertwined, man. But nah, I worked out with Isaac this summer, and I worked out with you because my mom was doing the FCA camp in Little Rock.
Yeah.
So I saw both of y'all.
Yeah.
And bro, Isaac is like the most humble dude I've ever met, because I literally, Like,
I think I know what you're about to say.
you know what I'm saying? Because we were working on like a little in and out into a pull up, and I did something. And he said, whoa, do that again. And I did it. He said, that's beautiful. And then he said, yo, you get higher on your jump shot than I do.
See, that's what
and I you know what I said? I said, no, I don't, bro.
You're doing that. I don't know why you do that.
No, I don't. Stop being like overly humble.
I don't know why you doing that. Because you ever see him jump from like the 3?
Bro, yes.
He be like this high. That's like 2 feet.
Like, I don't understand. If you see a picture of that man, he will like his pull up is insane. Like, he's just like here and then.
It don't make no sense.
Like, no, it don't make. The only other person I've seen be able to like elevate like that and hit their shots from deep is Michael Porter Jr.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Michael Porter Jr. shoot?
Yes. The only other person I can think of besides him would be Antonio Blakeney. You by any chance know who that is?
I have no idea who that is.
You gotta watch Hoop Mixtape, man.
My bad,
You
bro.
didn't grow up on Hoop Mixtape and Ball.
I grew up on Ball is Life, but yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know who we're talking about, but I've watched Hoop Mixtape.
Yeah.
I've watched
He was one of them guys. He used to come down, and he jumping like same height as them guys, super high.
I'm not gonna lie, you and me started kind of doing that from 3.
Yeah. No.
Not like. Don't be like I do.
No,
don't be over hump. Like no.
No, I don't jump.
Oh, you did the other night.
When?
You went one
Okay,
dribble.
I did.
Yeah, you did.
That was a fluke.
You didn't mean to?
No.
I did it today and I missed mine. Like, if you do it, it's like purely off of just like
Instant.
Instant, yes.
Instant.
Because, bro, that's why I love pull-ups so much. Because it's just like, okay, that scrimmage we had where I think I seriously hit like 8 mid-range pull-ups.
Mm-hmm.
And what's crazy is that day before practice, like, I didn't warm up shooting those shots. Mm-hmm. All I did was warm up working on my touch.
Yeah.
And so mid-range feels strictly like you got good touch.
It's a feel.
It's a feel, yeah. You can shoot the mid-range.
Yeah.
And I actually I want to do a YouTube video at some point of me like breaking that down.
For sure.
And what have you doing? I might get in the gym. Be like, hey, this is the CEO of the mid-range game.
You gotta get Duke on there too, man.
Yeah, Duke's got a pretty mid-range.
He's got a feel for it. He's got a touch for it. Him and Ben.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's our
teammates.
Yeah.
Shout out to the teammates.
Yeah.
Man.
Shout out to Willie Bap in the trap.
Yep.
Sniper JJ. Okay, JJ on option. No, but nah, dude. I just honestly like my favorite part of being on the team has been the team.
Oh,
like
yeah, for sure.
I mean, because there's times we make jokes.
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember we came back from Christmas break. Duke looked around. He said, "I don't want to see you guys. I'm around y'all all the time."
You right there too much.
I just love being on the team. That's people know a little bit about like the period of time where I wasn't on a team at all for that 6 months. I was at Arkansas State.
Yeah.
And I can definitely say that was 100% what I missed the most. Mm-hmm. Because all throughout high school, my 1 year at prep school, I was always on a team.
Yeah.
Like, I always was in a group message. I always was, in community with people. And I always had at least 1 to 2 really good friends that I could, talk to. And so I went through that 6-month period where I was at Arkansas State and, found out that, I wasn't going to get an academic scholarship. Told Coach Bellato, hey, love you, I appreciate the opportunity, but I got to go somewhere else. Right. And he said, hey, I understand, man. Let me know if you need help because I understand you're not getting any academic money from here. Mm-hmm. So, I was so happy when I reached back out to Coach Austin and I said, because he asked me to come visit. Yeah. And I never did. And I said, hey, can I still take you up on that offer?
Because of COVID, right?
Yeah. And so I'm forever thankful for that. Because, bro, no matter what happens, no matter what my numbers look like, no matter what my career looks like, the relationships have been everything.
Yeah.
The relationships have built the foundation for my life. Yeah. This is who I am. Mm-hmm. I love basketball, but I love the Lord more. Mm-hmm. And it's I've been able to have conversations with teammates that I'm not going to be able to have if I'm just a student at school.
Right.
I'm not saying like there's nothing wrong with that, like going and being a student at a big school or whatever, but like that's how I knew I was out, because it's like I'm not going to just be a student.
Yeah.
I'm going to be an athlete somewhere, because that's my ministry. That's where I reach people the most. And so the community has been 100% the best part of being on a college team. For me, I honestly don't know what else I'd be doing, bro.
Really, like, it's really a blessing. Sometimes it's a blessing in disguise, you know, being on a team, and then just like I was just saying, you know, being able to affect somebody. Basketball, it just keeps spreading and intertwined. Everybody kind of knows somebody that knows somebody, and if they don't know somebody, then they'll get somebody that they know somebody. If that makes sense. So.
Bro, tell me. So I'm gonna tell a story that happened with me, and then I want you to tell me about like what community has meant to you. But when I was in that period of time, a lot of people don't know this, but there was a period of time where I legitimately was like, I think I'm done playing. It was a very, very, very short amount of time, like maybe 2 or 3 days. But I mean, if you've read my book, you would know I was going through it. Like I was in a very fearful time of my life. Praise God. I've been reading John lately, and I read the story about how Jesus raised up Lazarus, and he said, and he basically, like, to paraphrase, he said, this man is dead to glorify God because he's going to be raised up. And so I really truly think I had to go through that in my life so that I can use this platform now to glorify God. I would not be doing this podcast, wouldn't have wrote the book, wouldn't have done anything I've done in my life without going through that horrible period of time. But to say all that, there was a 2 to 3 day period where I called Stetson Smithson, one of my best friends, plays basketball at Harding. We're going to get him on soon to tell his testimony. I literally called him. I said, listen, dude, I think I'm done. Like, I can't do this anymore. Because things were going bad at my prep school, and it was just, I mean, I hated basketball for a little bit, because we only got to play like 6 games all year. Because every single game got canceled because of COVID. Because, you know, we weren't in a conference. Like, we were like our own separate thing, and we played JUCOs. And JUCOs games were getting canceled left and right. And so, since we're not in their conference, they're not going to reschedule us. And so, I told him, I was like, bro, I think I'm done. And he said, bro, next time I find you, I'm going to, like, shake you and tell you, what are you talking about? He was like, and we were on the phone for like 2 hours. He was like, you love basketball. Like, that's how you reach people. That's how you talk to people. That's like your life. You can't throw away your life. And he honestly, legitimately talked me out of making, I'd say, one of the absolute worst decisions of my life. And so, I don't know if you've ever had anyone encourage you like that, or like grab you and get you to think straight. But like, for me, I wouldn't be here without those people. So
yeah, I have. I've had a few instances, and mine are pretty small, but to me they meant a lot. One of the first ones, I guess the first one, I was gonna quit basketball in like the 6th grade.
Really?
Yeah, because I was actually better at football. Football was a lot easier. That
boy can throw. We play aerial, and he gets touchdowns. Never go.
Yeah, I could throw the ball at the time, and I was bigger than everybody as a kid.
You were that kid. You grew before everyone.
Yeah.
I wasn't.
You see how that went, but
I never grown.
Yeah, I peaked early. So 6th grade, I was about to quit, and then Coach Kenny Hall, he was the new basketball coach for our elementary team, and he was gonna coach. You know, we had a bunch of kids that played basketball at the time, so we had 2 teams. We had an A team and a B team, but they split us up pretty evenly. And so I was about to quit, but we had all went to Playtime Pizza in Little Rock at the time.
I miss Playtime.
That place was great.
I love that place. I had a birthday party there, bro.
Yeah, that place was great. We all went to Playtime Pizza. And so I was just hanging out with the guys. And I told them, like, yeah, I'm about to quit. I'm about to just play football. I like football more. That's what I thought. And then Coach Kenny Hall, he was like, you know, you're a great player. You know, he's like, you're a really good player. You got a lot of potential. And he kind of just, you know, convinced me to stay. And so that was the first instance where, had I quit, who knows where I would have been. I might have got back in, who knows. I was really young. But, you know, that gave me a little bit more fire. And then Obviously had my knee surgeries.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I had my first one. I'm like, dang, I'm down.
Mm-hmm.
Got back up, got better. I had another one.
Mm-hmm.
Played the whole season on like a partially torn or almost fully torn meniscus. Didn't even
Man.
know. Got back down. Had that surgery. Recovered. I remember telling myself, I said, if I have a third one, I'm gonna quit. I had the third one.
Seriously?
Yeah, I had the third one.
That's crazy.
But I didn't quit. I just kept on going. It was going into my senior year. I just had a lot of fire in me at that time. I was like, I can do it. I can get recruited. Because at the time I wasn't getting looked at all.
Mm-hmm.
So I just kept on going. And I guess that was kind of like some self motivation. But then the next instance I can really think of is my freshman year. I didn't play much.
Mm-hmm.
So, when you were a senior in high school and you was just the star, you were shooting all the shots you wanted to shoot,
Yeah.
and then you come to college and you're not playing like at all, it's like, whoa. So it's like shell shock.
Mm-hmm.
But, I was still, practicing. I was doing okay. I was doing my thing. I was still shooting a couple mid-range jumpers.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
And Shaq.
Mm-hmm.
Shaq was a super senior here, and he was like, hey, bro, like, your mid-range is nice.
Mm-hmm.
And that was pretty much like all he said. And it kept me going.
Yeah.
And just little things like that, little compliments that some people can give you can really like take somebody a long way.
Yeah.
So like it never hurts to be kind, never hurts to be nice. Because who knows where I would have been if he hadn't said that one little compliment.
Right.
It really kept me going.
First of all, do you remember that day in the locker room? And I was like, an attitude of gratitude.
Oh yeah, I took
And I was kind of messing around, but you took it like.
Oh yeah, I took that and ran with it.
Uh-huh.
Big time. Because I guess I just needed that at the time. Didn't know.
Uh-huh. I
That's
don't even
how
remember
God,
what exactly what I said.
I don't remember. But that's just how God works sometimes. You were there. I was there. Right place, right time.
Mm-hmm.
Everything happens for a reason. You said what you said. Attitude, gratitude. And then last season from then on out, I was just like, wow. Like that makes a lot of sense. Like simply just be grateful for where you are. Because what I like to think about is like there was a time where I was praying for what I have now.
Yeah, that's crazy.
When you get there, it's like, wow. But you don't want to forget how good God has been and letting you get to where you are. And so when you say attitude of gratitude, I was just like, wow. And it just stuck with me in my heart, still to this day.
My dog.
Yes, sir.
That's my guy. Man, yeah, I think that, like, I don't remember what was going on during that time, because that was, like, last year. I think it was last year.
It was pretty early in the season.
Yeah, I mean, it was probably 1 or 2 games in.
Yeah.
And then I think you were just having, like, a bad day. I can't remember what exactly it was.
I don't remember.
But, like, you were like, man, practice sucks. I practice so hard. And I'm going to be honest, I think I said that messing around. Like, I don't know if it was messing around, but I think I meant it, but I was just kind of joking.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, well, man, if you just have an attitude of gratitude, then it's kind of hard to have a bad day.
You know what? I remember. You didn't say it to me.
I did?
No. You just
I
said
said
it. You said it to somebody.
Oh, no. I remember I walked in, and I think I was talking to you, but I was really talking to myself. Like, I think I did one of the things where I was like, man, it's just a good day to have a good day.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that.
Something like that.
I think I said it to you, and
I remember you were not, like, talking to me. I just remember I heard you. And I was like,
yeah, and then I think it was one of those, like, I looked at you and I was like, DJ,
Yeah.
And then you were like, huh?
Yeah.
Is it an attitude of gratitude?
Yeah.
Man?
It was
and then you were like, I think you looked at me like, I kind of needed that. And then after that, I think that was next game, like, maybe we played pharmacy when you had like 19 or something.
I had like 15.
Or it was 15?
Was it at pharmacy?
Yeah, I mean, it was like, but it was like 15 straight. Midi, 3, rim, free throw, midi. Like, it was just like going insane. Yeah. And then I think you like silently let out a, let's go. You were like, let's go. Like that.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what's crazy? My uncle reminds me of this often. I don't know if I've ever told you this. He told me, I don't know if it's true. I mean, he's not a liar by any means.
Right.
He said he benefited in your recruiting. Did you know that?
What's your uncle's name?
JD. John David Parker. him and Coach Austin are like best friends. Don't you remember? He's the one. Okay, he coached at Blue Mountain for 7 years. And so anytime I mention you, he's just like, Wynn and PA were in the same conference. He was the coach at Wynn at the time. And so he took y'all's film, like he was watching y'all's film on Huddle. He was watching PA versus Baptist.
Yeah.
And he said that he watched you cook PA.
Oh, that makes sense.
And so he texted Coach Austin and said, because he's not in college anymore, he's coaching high school. He texted Coach Austin and said, yo, Coach, you might want to look at this kid.
I had no idea.
You didn't know that?
I didn't know that.
That's what he said. He was like, I said, text Coach Austin. And I was like, hey, this kid can shoot. This kid plays hard. You would like him. And then he was like, oh, okay. And then he just checked him out. Because JD's not going to say that about anybody.
Right.
Like.
Well, I appreciate that. For real. Because I had a pretty good game. We lost that game. Kind of my fault. But, hey. You win some, you lose some, right?
Yeah. Hey, bro. You drop this.
Oh, no.
I was going to say it wasn't your fault, King.
Oh, no.
You don't like it when I, like, call you, like, nicknames.
That's kind of what we call my name.
You, like, I'll be like, good shot him. Like, I'm not him, he's him. I'll be like, shot King. You'll be like, I'm not King, he King. And I'm just like, all right, DJ.
Yes, sir.
There we go.
Yes,
there we go.
Sir.
We're gonna. You can ask me a question.
Oh, yeah. So, like, obviously, you got podcasts, you play college basketball, you do FCA, you wrote a book. So, like, you're really busy, like, all the time. How do you do it?
Like, kind of like manage my time.
Yeah, how do you manage it?
I wanted someone to ask me that question for a long time because honestly, I really love time management. Like, I love it. Like, I'm a weirdo, bro. I actually want to make a YouTube video just about that, like how I manage my time.
Do you use your calendar on your iPhone?
Yeah, I use. So actually, I don't mind. I'll just keep that rolling. I'll get my phone. I showed it in the day in the life video, but like I used to sit down and watch like YouTube videos, and I would see like all these like big YouTubers or big influencers and their busy schedules and how they manage their time. And so I watch different videos, like I use Apple Calendar, I use Google Calendar, I write it down. And so I kind of just experimented with stuff and figured out like what works for me.
Right.
And so I eventually figured out that, okay, I really like Apple calendars. So like if I got, like I color code stuff. So like if I got class is green for me.
Gotcha. And
I put it down like that. If I got like, I'll have to go back to like October or something. Blue is basketball. So like if I got basketball practice or if I'm training a kid. Purple is Jesus. Like I just put Jesus. Like anything that I feel like is intentional, like
was that because of like royalty?
It actually like kinda like I think originally I had it as purple just cause, but then I realized of the royalty and I was like, oh wow, like I guess that's what that's for.
Right.
But like I meet with Jake Ginrich, the pastor at First Baptist. I meet with him once a week. And like, but if you look, it says it's discipleship breakfast with Jake. That's in purple. And honestly, bro, like, throw that back over there. The biggest thing for me is that I absolutely love controlling my time, and that's why I think I really want to work for FCA because, like, for me. I thought I was going to go into coaching for like the longest. And then I realized like one thing that just makes me so happy is getting up in the morning, reading my Bible, drinking coffee. Like that's my favorite thing. I do it every morning. If I work out really early, it's the first thing I do when I get back. And I think I've just realized what benefits me the most. Like reading my Bible every single day, 7 days a week, benefits me. Reading one chapter of a book every single day benefits me. So I am intentional about doing those things each day. And so those are things I prioritize. And then with the book, bro, that was the hardest thing I've ever done. Right. But I started having a goal of like, I had a million notes on my phone for the book, and then I had the goal. I was like, okay, I want to write one subtitle a day.
Cool.
And so I started writing one subtitle, and then I'd pray, reflect, and wait until the next day. Now, the last chapter of my book, chapter 9, A Love That Lasts, I did that all in one day.
Cool.
Because it was crazy. Like, I was praying, and I just felt so moved by the Spirit. Like, I did it all in one setting. I think it took me like 2 hours, 3 hours, but I did it all. Because I was like, I think I can write all this right now. And so, yeah. So, to wrap it up, I manage my time by knowing my priorities. Like, I don't do things that I deem unnecessary or that I'm not going to like.
Right.
Like, I've become really good at saying no, basically. Craig Rochelle, pastor I love listening to, watch him a lot, he says you grow with your nose.
Yeah.
He says if you're a leader, you've got to learn to say no.
Yeah.
Like, take for instance, I prioritize things, and I figured out my groove. I figured out what I like, and I've looked up and I've been like, wow, like I've gotten everything done in an efficient time. I've got 5 hours to do whatever I want. So now if I play video games or if I read or whatever, it's because I want to do it, not because I'm escaping from my priorities.
Right.
And so
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that answer the question?
Yeah, it does, for sure.
Yeah.
And also, like, you know, we've been through a lot together.
Yeah.
Just, you know, just as friends, man on the basketball team, et cetera, et cetera. You know, we've had our little streak, whatever. So, like, my next question would be, like, just in life and with basketball, with your faith, with school, whatever it may be, like, when you start to get, you know, down or overwhelmed and, like, even discouraged, like, what would your advice be to other people to, you know, recover and come back up?
So that's a really good question, and honestly, you could answer it in multiple ways. I would say, like, it kind of varies with different people. Obviously, some people's first answer may be, you need to pray, get in prayer. Other people's first answer may be, you need to bump worship, like get positivity in your mind. Other people may say, you need to surround yourself with people. And honestly, I say all three of those are correct.
Right.
Like, I will pray and say, God, what do I need to do to get closer to you right now? Like, or why am I feeling this way? Okay, my ultimate answer to that is this, though. Get Out of Your Head is a book by Jenny Allen that changed my life. And the greatest tool that you can have when recognizing the enemy's lies and saying, oh my gosh, like, I feel worthless, I feel unlovable, I don't, feel worthy, like all these things, is to recognize his lie and replace it with God's truth. That is number one above anything else. Yeah. Because it's like, if you memorize scripture that is going to help you overcome whatever lie is happening in your life, like you say, okay, I'm unlovable, God doesn't love me. Okay, like one thing for me I've done is I journal a lot. We've talked about it. You like to journal too. Yeah. I'll write out lie, and then I'll write the lie, and it's hard. It's hard to write out, like, okay, I'm insecure that I don't have a lot of money. Okay, and then you would write out truth. God loves me and he's going to take care of me. And then the verse, Paul talks about in Philippians, he says, I've been content with little and I've been content with great. I would write out that verse, and then I would maybe make like a declaration that God is going to take care of me, and I'm going to be content with a lot, and I'm going to be content with little. One verse, your favorite verse, Joshua 1:9.
Yep. Have I not commanded you, be strong and courageous?
Be strong and courageous. There's different versions of it. Do not be discouraged, do not be afraid, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. Yeah. Yep. But like for instance, you could write lie. I'm a weak man. Like, and not a lot of dudes gonna say that, because every man thinks they're stronger than they are. Right. But it's like, if I write, okay, I'm not very confident. Like you could write lie, I'm not very confident. Truth, God will give me strength when I need it. And then you would write out that verse, Joshua 1:9, because, bro, scripture memorization has changed my life. Yeah. Like, when there's times where I just feel the enemy lying to me, like, I always come back to God's truth. Always. And that's changed my life. I mean, there was one time where I was preaching, and I didn't even really plan on doing it, but like the Spirit was moving, and I think I quoted like 10 straight verses from Paul. Mm-hmm. Like I was like,
off the top?
Yes. Like I studied it a little, and I thought about doing it, but I didn't know if I actually would. Mm-hmm. And then it was just like I was like, Romans 8:1 says, therefore now there is no condemnation for those who belong to Christ Jesus. Like that's for if you feel like God is going to judge you, even if you've been saved. Mm-hmm. If you think God has abandoned you, Romans 8:28, all things work together for those who love God and are called according to His purpose. Mm-hmm. If you think that your mind is never going to be strong enough, if you're never going to conquer mental health, Romans 12:2, do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind. Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to go on. I mean, I could keep going on, but you get my point.
Yeah.
It's like the more you memorize Scripture and the more your life is just consumed by Jesus, you're not going to, like, the enemy's going to lie to you. He's the father of lies. That's what John 10:10, I think that's what it says. That Satan is the father of lies and he can only lie. Like, you'll be able to get his lies out and you'll be able to get out of more pits because as soon as he starts lying, you say, no. True. 2 Corinthians 10:5 says, take every thought captive, make it obedient to Christ. And so that's the best piece of advice I could ever give. Memorize Scripture and apply it to your life.
For sure. That's huge because, like, if you don't have word in your heart, then, like, once things start to attack you, once the demons start to attack you, and life starts, do what it does, take its course, then you don't have anything to, fall back on. You got to build your house on that foundation, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm.
Is there any verses that you, like, hold on to like that?
Definitely Joshua 1:9 for sure. Do not be discouraged. Do not be afraid. Like I really take those to heart. That's the verse my mom gave me when I was just going through a tough time. But also there are like other just like passages, honestly.
Right.
Like,
yeah. Whole passages.
As you know, we've been in that loser streak, right? Mm-hmm. And I was reading Job, and like if you look at Job, he was just going through stuff, and there was like no reason why.
Right.
It was like he was sitting there like, why?
Yeah.
Why, God? Like, I just don't get it. God was like, where were you when I made the earth? Where were you when I made the water, separated the waters from the land? And ultimately, like, we don't need to know why. We don't have to know why. We have to trust that God has a plan, a purpose, and a reason for everything He does. Like seasons, because you take this out of basketball, seasons that are bad, they just happen.
Yeah.
And you just got to get through sometimes. And you got to remain trusting in Him. That's the most important thing.
Bro, it's so insane that you quote that passage like you said, because like that's my favorite verse in Job. Mm-hmm. And I told this story one time. There's been times for me where at the most random moments Scripture comes to life for me. Mm-hmm. Like I literally like hear it play out in my life. Yeah. I was preaching last year at my dad's church. And I used that passage. It's crazy you say that. Like I was using that passage because God is talking to Job because Job was complaining to God. And he literally told him, he's like, where were you when I laid the foundation of the earth? Yeah. Like, where were you when I measured all its gold? Like, bro.
In a way, it's like, who are you to question who I am?
Yeah, like, how are you going to question
and he's right. Like, who are we?
Who are we to question God? Like, you really gonna question the dude that made you?
Right. It's okay to have questions and all that, but like at the same time, He has the ultimate plan. He has the master plan. You just need to be trusted.
Yeah.
You just need to be trusted.
And I'll tell you this too, dude. Scripture has made me work harder. Like, because think about today, when I was breaking the press today, and it was out of love, but Javon was like, Caleb, you would try hard. Right. Like, and he was joking. He was just joking. Mm-hmm. But I looked at him and I said, that's the best compliment I've ever gotten in my life. I appreciate it.
Sure.
And everyone kind of laughed, but I'm like, bro, like, I kid you not. Like, one time last year, I was running track and I didn't want to be there. Mm-hmm. Like, last year I was ready to be done with track. I was ready to move on. Mm-hmm. I mentioned in my book, I never got my senior year in track. Yeah. I planned on winning a state championship. Yeah. I wanted to win a state championship.
I remember that.
But when I got the chance, when I came to Williams and Coach Austin was like, you're not playing for this semester because you're redshirting, I'll allow you to run track. Mm. I was like, oh yeah. So I ran track, and my freshman year, I set the school record in the 1500. Mm-hmm. the race that I wanted to win a state championship in.
Right.
And when I set that record, bro, I remember I cried and I called my mom like a baby.
Mm-hmm.
I cried like a baby. And I said, Mom, like, God gave me the chance I never got.
Yep.
He gave it back to me. And I told her, I was like, Mom, honestly, like, I think I could never run again.
Right.
I'd be okay. And so, honestly, like, I ran again last year, and I was just ready to be done. Like, I was wanting to focus more on my AAU team.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was running one time, and I'm going to be honest, like, I wasn't going very fast. I was probably going like 60-70% speed.
Mm-hmm.
And in the middle of me running, I kid you not, bro, it was almost like a voice. Like, I heard that verse out loud, but I heard it in the context of what I was doing.
Yeah.
So it was like, where were you when I gave you the ability to run?
Mm-hmm.
Where were you when I gave you this opportunity and this blessing?
Yeah.
How in the world are you not going to run hard for me when I've given you this ability?
Right.
And bro, I'm going to be honest, I started booking it. Like, I was like...
as you do.
Like, I started running like way faster because I was like, oh my God, like I woke up.
Yeah.
Because who was I thinking about during that time?
Yourself.
Myself. We say it all the time.
All the time.
All the time.
Don't even remind me.
Don't even remind me. Like what's the definition of selfishness?
Mm-hmm.
Thinking about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was doing that. So bro, it just came to life in that moment. And honestly, I can say that for the most part, I worked hard after that. Although I still had that desire, maybe not to as much, but that scripture kept me going.
Yeah.
So
That's good, man.
yeah, I didn't know, like, you talk about passages and stuff. Like, what's a passage maybe this year that's like kind of kept you going, kind of kept you in a happy place? Because I have to do that, bro. Like, I have to hold on to verses and passages. Like, this year, like I got it over there. My verse of the year is Psalm 146:2.
Mm-hmm.
I will praise the Lord all my life.
Mm-hmm.
I will sing praises to my God as long as I live.
Mm-hmm. I would say definitely Job.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned earlier, because that's what I've been reading for the longest. I've like jumped around sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I think I went in Ephesians and Galatians for a little while.
Fire.
Right?
Fire.
I was there for a little while, but definitely Job because it's a pretty long chapter.
Just
and
like, yeah.
Yeah, just in general. And then it gets to that point where it's like not much is really going on. But if you really read it, a lot's going on. His conversation with his friends, it's like real life. It's like
Facts, no facts.
Because there's nothing new under the sun. It's the same stuff we go through all the time. It's people in his ear talking about, why haven't you just given up on God? Or maybe you did this, maybe you did that. Like, it's the same things that we would hear in any case of life. And Job was like, he was trying to like put it all together. Like, he was trying to categorize it in a way. And so just seeing how he handled it, and like, I haven't finished the chapter, but I know how it ends.
It's gonna be good.
Yeah, I know how it is.
Yeah.
It's everything back,
Double what he
two
had.
times more. And so, like, seeing my life happen and how things are just going, some stuff just, we have our seasons where things just happen, but it's all about trusting God, knowing that at the end of the day, it's gonna be all right.
Bro, it's crazy that reading that book did teach me that as tough as it is, you have got to be able to discern when someone has your best interest when giving you advice and when they don't.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I pray that at this point that I'm always going to have your heart.
Sure.
And it's like, when I give you advice, I'm like, Lord, give me your words to tell him.
Mm-hmm.
But what's crazy is, bro, during the time, like, I've talked about this before, like, when I was writing my book, even, like, family, like, I had to be like, I'm gonna be honest, like, I love you, I'm not listening to you.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, less family and more, like, older people, like, there were 2 or 3 people I talked to where I was like, hey, listen, like, I've got this idea for this book, and, I've heard you've got some experience with this, and this, like, what's your best piece of advice? And, bro, I had 2 people legitimately say, I'm gonna be honest, if I were you, I just wouldn't do it.
Right.
Like, they were like, no one's gonna accept a 20-year-old published cook. They're not gonna accept it. Like,
Look what he did.
yeah, and I'm just like, but it, like, is like with Job. Like if you just listen to people just for the sake of listening to people,
right?
Like they didn't have his best interest.
Mm-hmm.
Like I mean, they were just thinking about themselves,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like he never had a friend even directly say, "Hey man, maybe God's just trying to get some glory from this."
Right.
And like that's why I think it's important to have friends that love the Lord. And
Mm-hmm.
obviously we've got more scripture than Job had
Yeah.
back in the day.
Yeah.
But that's why it's important to be surrounded by people who love the Lord and who know the Bible.
Job is a great example of like discernment. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you decide what you want to believe, what you want to listen to, because without discernment, you know, then you just falling astray, just all out of whack.
Mm-hmm.
Then you won't be able to categorize like what's good and what's bad. And I think he did a good job. He is a great example. Just that I'm so glad Job was in the Bible.
Dude, me too.
Yeah.
Because, you know, there's a word, depending on the translation that you read, there's a verse where it says, it talks about the traits of Job.
Mm.
It said, Job loved God.
Yep.
He was wealthy.
Yep.
Not like he was wealthy because he was smart with his finances.
Yep.
He had many children. He had much cattle. He had all these things. And it said, one of my favorite things it says is Job was a blameless man.
Yep.
And so my goal, me and my buddy Chase Duncan, we've talked about this a lot. Like, I know I'm not going to be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
The only perfect person to ever walk this earth was Jesus Christ.
Right.
I know that.
Right.
But I've got a goal in my life of being a blameless man. Because I know that if there were, you know, sinful and mean and just bad people in the Bible that God could use, and people like Job who had sin, yet it said he was a blameless man. Like, that's my goal. I want to be blameless. Like, I don't want to have any shame in the way I live my life.
Right.
Like, I don't want to, like, I want to be who I am in public. I want to be in private as well. And so Job's given me that kind of example to have, and that kind of standard to have.
For sure.
So, all right, last question, and then I don't know. We've probably been on here for an hour. Like we've been on here a while. But my last question for you is, like, you ever seen those quotes that are like, I keep going because of him, and then it'll be like a picture of little you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like, because, you know, when you're a little kid, you're like, I want to go to the NBA.
Yeah.
Like, and then you get older and you're, you know, 5'9", and you got to resort to shooting mid-range pull-ups all the time.
For sure.
But, like, what would your best piece of advice be to, like, a young 5th, 6th, 7th grade athlete that they want to be their best physically and spiritually? Like, what would be your best piece of advice for them on, you know, how to play at the next level, but also how to be close with God while they're doing that?
I would say be consistent and simply find like what you're good at.
Mm-hmm.
So in the spiritual walk, be consistent.
Mm-hmm.
And the athletic walk, be consistent. If you show up, then you know that's the first step.
Mm-hmm.
You show up all the time. And you know, and that goes into reading your Bible all the time, pray all the time, go to church all the time, whatever it may be. Be consistent in what you do, because if you don't have that habit, that consistency, that constant habit of doing it, then like you won't be able to grow. Because think about it, if we only practice 2 times a week, and then we would go play 2 or 3 games a week, it wouldn't be very good.
No, we wouldn't,
because you don't have that consistency. So that's what I would say. And then find fun in it, find love for it.
Facts.
Because like
we forget sometimes.
Yeah.
We're supposed to have fun.
Yeah, because if it ain't fun, if you don't love it, you're not gonna want to keep doing it.
Yeah.
Because think about it, what would practice be if we didn't have guys like Jake Bond cracking jokes?
It would suck.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, it would be, honestly, it'd be miserable.
Yeah. Like we have our days where it's just like, whew, it's rough.
Yeah, and then it's like, you crack a good joke, and it's like, man, I'm glad to be here with my people.
Yeah, and then you're good.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be my advice. Be consistent, have fun, find your love for it, and yeah.
That's solid, because I think consistency is the greatest thing that young players lack. Because I've always heard Drew Hanlon, when I heard him say this, I was probably like a sophomore in high school, and it changed the way I think about training. he said the 3 rules to getting better at anything is work hard, work smart, and work consistent.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like, you know, without hard work, you're never going to get anywhere in life. But if you only work hard once a week, then you're not doing anything. Mm-hmm. But if you work hard and you work consistent, but you don't work smart, you're there for no reason. Like Michael Jordan, I heard him one time, there was a quote by him that said, if you work hard every day at the wrong things, you're just going to be really good at the wrong things. Right. And so, work hard, work smart, work consistent, changed my life.
Trying to get better every day. Like Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. I hope I pronounced that right. But
Shea, whatever he is.
He's balling right now.
Oh my gosh,
and
he's crazy.
He had a video or something that he was like, when you really focus on like the smaller picture and like trying to get better every day, then that's what they start chanting. And that's when you start to become, great. And right now he is looking like one of the top in the league for sure.
Absolutely.
And if you look at the way he played, like you would never think he plays so slow.
Facts.
Like, he just do what he do.
Yeah, like there were. I watched a video. I think it was like with JJ Redick. He was talking about how Shea's not even like that big, like strong, but he uses his body.
He knows what he's doing.
Like he'll get in the mid range and then
bump.
He's there every time. Side step, step back, headsy, rim. Like
that guy's nice. I remember thinking he was like. I remember not liking him.
I'm not gonna lie. I was the same way.
I was like, I just didn't like the way he played.
Yeah.
And then he started doing what he's doing now. I'm like, tough.
Bro, I'll say like, I remember watching a video with Steph Curry, and he was talking about how if your standard for yourself is so ridiculously high that all you care about is chasing that standard, you'll look next to someone and it's like they're like, you don't even have to worry about the person next to you because you're chasing this. You're not having to chase another person. You're chasing getting better. And I think that was the biggest difference for me my freshman year to this year. My freshman year, I would look at guys like you, Javon, Duke, and all I would think was like, man, I'm not doing what they're doing. Like I'm not, comfortably getting to my spots. I'm not, my handle's not right. Like I would think like all these things. And I remember going into the off season in the summer, and I can't remember who it was I was talking to, but it was like, you're looking around too much. Like you've got to focus on you. What do you have to get better at? What's your strengths? And in high school, my strength was always my mid-range game. Like, I mean, if I got to my spot, like, and I'd rise up, no one could contest it. Right. And so I think that, like, seeing you be so great in the mid-range last year actually, like made me realize, like, wow, like, I've got to get back to being what I'm good at. Yeah. And, like, this year, bro, I've shot so many pull-ups. Yeah. Like, even today, I think I made, like, 2. And it was just, like...
You do good when you pull-up, like, for real. People really don't give you credit for it, but you do.
That's why you're my guy, man. Come on, man. No, I mean, I think you, like, at times, like, I don't say you overshadow me, but, like, you're literally the mid-range CEO. Like, that's what you're known for. Like, I'm not even, like, sucking up, trying to hype you up. Like, it's like, who's the best mid-range shooter on the team? DJ. Then it's like, no one even thinks about me because it's like, well, that's DJ's thing. You know what I'm saying? Am I wrong?
I mean, I get what you mean. I wouldn't put it like that, but...
Well, how would you put it?
People kind of just know what I'm probably going to do.
Yeah.
That's about it.
But,
I mean, it's not like people are, like, just stopping me, though.
I love that.
Like, I'm getting there.
I'm still getting my spot.
Yeah, I'm getting there.
You can't do nothing about it. I think you and me...
I'm not going to lie. Like, I'm surprised they ain't figured it out yet.
I swear. Bro, I've been shooting pull-ups all year.
You would think it'd be easy to guard somebody.
It's not.
It's not.
You know what's crazy, bro? I think we're the only people that stop each other from shooting pull-ups sometimes because we know what's in the mind. Yeah. It's like, okay, he getting to the elbow.
I can, like, almost tell when you about to shoot sometimes.
Oh, no, mine's more predictable than yours. Like, you're better at using your eyes than me.
Sure.
Like you'll be like going to the rim and then, but me sometimes I'm not gonna lie, I be looking like I'll look at my spot. I'll be like,
cause like it's like it's a feel, it's a pace, and sometimes like you can tell when somebody's about to like slow down and pull up, or sometimes you can't. Cause there are a lot of times you give me that fake and I'll be like, dang, here we go.
No, I got mad. I told him today before practice. I got mad because yesterday, last year I added the pump fake in my mid-range game and it's done wonders for me. Like I'll go here and I'll get to my spot and I'll go, because I was watching a video with Kobe talking about it, and so almost everyone falls for my pump fakes, and even he's fallen for it before. Yeah. But yesterday he didn't fall for it, and I said, "Why'd you not fall for my pump fake?" And tell me what you said.
I slipped.
No, you said you were just tired.
Oh, I was tired. I didn't feel like jumping.
He was like, I was just tired. I didn't even feel like jumping. So it was like, dang. I probably could have like risen up and actually shot it then.
Yeah, probably shot the first one.
Yeah.
It's not like I would have been there.
No, but I've said before like bro, the first like little scrimmages we did, you hit like 3 pull-ups on me, and I'm like right here, and I was like, what do I gotta do? And then I was like, I just gotta like hit it out of his hands before he can even go up, like, cause if he gets here, it's over. It's over. Does it make you feel good?
I don't know.
Make you feel good. I'm saying make you feel good knowing like, yep, you can't stop it.
No, I'm just hoping I can keep going, man. Hope I can keep doing well. Keep helping the team.
There we go. Big team guy. Big team guy.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, DJ, it's been fun having you on this podcast.
Thanks for having me, bro. For real.
It's been a blessing, man. It's been a long time coming.
Oh yeah.
Is there anything you'd like to say for you?
I give you your kudos, man. You do a great job, doing your thing. Got a podcast, play college basketball, FCA, speak in public, preach. You do a lot, bro. So
thanks, man.
Keep doing what you're doing.
It's only because of people like you supporting my guy.
Oh, yeah.
All right. See you guys later.